Hey guys, Claire here, and in today's video, we're going to talk about all things Harry and Meghan. Prince Harry honors the Diana Awards Legacy Award recipients, and it was so sweet to see how excited they were to Zoom with the Duke of Sussex.
I'm so here from London. We really miss you here. It's such a pleasure to meet you.
Meghan Markle defeats her half-sister Samantha in court as she gets a defamation case fully dismissed.
Meghan really said, "Keep my name out your f***ing mouth, sis," and has officially won the defamation case filed against her by her sister, Samantha Markle. And basically the judge said, "Stop wasting our time." Honeywell noted that this was the third time Samantha had tried to amend the complaint against her sibling seeking $75,000 in damages. This third attempt has been dismissed with prejudice and therefore cannot go back to court. Somebody's clearly a grifter.
Yeah, I just read the order dismissing Samantha Markle's lawsuit against Meghan Markle, and Samantha Markle might be in more trouble than just losing the lawsuit. In several places, the court says that her attorneys stretched the truth. They came up against their Rule 11 obligations. What's Rule 11? It is the rule that requires all attorneys and parties to be truthful in their filings with the court. And if you violate it, you can be subject to pretty severe sanctions. Beyond sanctions, Samantha Markle is now facing the prospect of a new anti-SLAPP motion. Whenever you sue somebody for defamation, you are potentially opening yourself up to an anti-SLAPP motion. Anti-SLAPP means that you filed a lawsuit without a reasonable basis, and you tried to chill somebody's First Amendment rights, their right to speak. And if you do that, which would be Samantha Markle in this situation, you might be forced to pay the other side's attorney's fees and costs. And I can promise you, Meghan Markle's fees and costs are going to be very, very high.
Archewell is proud to congratulate this year's recipient of the NAACP Archewell Foundation Digital Civil Rights Award, Dr. Joy. Dr. Joy is a computer scientist, digital activist, and founder of the Algorithmic Justice League.
Every year we come across the most incredible leaders in tech, and we face a difficult choice of picking just one winner for the NAACP Archewell Foundation Digital Civil Rights Award. And this year's winner is Dr. Joy Bolamwini.
And if that wasn't enough, Meghan recently returned to social media with the launch of her new business venture, American Riviera Orchard. And the super sleuths are already digging to see what this new business venture is all about.
What sorts of things can you expect from Meghan Markle's new lifestyle brand? Well, I've done some digging and I think I have some answers for you. Well, I went looking for the trademark registrations and I found a lot, you guys. First of all, this is definitely going to be a home goods brand. Right off the bat, you have kitchen textiles, you have jellies, jams, other kinds of spreads, home goods, particularly tableware and servingware. You also have cookbooks, y'all, which maybe means another book tour for Meghan if she is writing these cookbooks. That is all that's included in this first trademark registration. But I actually found a second one. You have to dig a little deeper for it. But once you do, there is a plethora of stuff here, all registered to American Riviera Orchard. I absolutely will not be able to fit all of this into one video, unless you want me to sit here and read it for 5 minutes. But you have things like gardening tools, you have stationery, you have string lights, lamps, lanterns, tote bags, leashes for your pets, pillows, household organization, aromatherapy oil diffusers, incense burners, makeup brushes, glassware, pitchers, teapots. Can you imagine sipping the tea out of Meghan Markle branded teapots? I'm just gonna get out of your way so you can pause to read if you want. Household linens, aprons, scarves, yoga mats, more kitchen goods, spices, salsas, pet food, pet treats, bird seed, matchboxes, match holders, and then right down here you have greeting cards and custom stationery. Now, Meghan is a do-it-all kind of woman, but I don't think that all of these items are going to be coming, at least in the first launch for American Riviera Orchard. They might be coming down the road. I imagine that the brand is simply trying to cover all of their bases for every possible project they might want to launch in the future with these trademarks.
And as I'm editing this, the official American Riviera Orchard page has already amassed 394,000 followers. And this isn't Photoshop, my friend. These are authentic figures. And if you go under the followers, we'll see that some of Meghan's most dedicated haters of the British press have already followed the Instagram page. People like Dan Wootton, Rebecca English, Russell Myers. It's giving pressed and obsessed. But what else is new? And in more Meghan news, Archetypes with Meghan has been showcased on Amazon Music for the best podcast of the week. And not only that, but Archetypes with Meghan is still climbing the charts on Apple Podcasts. While Meghan rides the wave of success, while the royals face a PR crisis, you know it's bad when the press pack at the White House makes a joke at the royals' expense.
Does the White House ever digitally alter photos of the president, vice president, first lady, or second lady before they release?
Digitally altered? Not that I know of. I would say no. Why would we digitally alter photos? Are you talking about? Are you comparing us to what's going on in the UK?
I'm doing due diligence to ensure that the leader of another country wouldn't alter photos.
Why does the monarch have to do anything with us? No, that is not something that we do here.
Okay. That's why I asked.
It's been reported that CNN will be reviewing all of the Princess of Wales images after the Photoshop row. And not only that, you have Tina Brown on American media saying this.
Because yesterday, Tina, when we saw the photo, I thought, okay, what's the big deal? They edited the sleeve of Charlotte. There was something with a zipper. There was something with tiles. And I thought much ado about nothing. And then when they wouldn't release the original photo, I thought, uh-oh.
No, well, I'm deeply skeptical that there was a, quote, original. I think it's a jigsaw.
No, you don't think there is an original?
I think it's a jigsaw of different pictures. I think they keep digging deeper themselves into this kind of mess, frankly, that they've created for themselves.
You've also got Instagram putting an altered photo/video message under that photo on the official Instagram page. And this talk is now global, and the conversations about Kate has gone global. So good luck to the members of the UK press who continue to insist that the hubbub surrounding Kate comes solely from Harry and Meghan fans. That's simply not true.
So the princess admits to altering the photo, but only after several media sources, such as the Associated Press, had already pulled the photo. Jennifer Smith from the American Graphics Institute joins us now to talk about that picture in question. Jennifer, thank you so much for joining us.
Absolutely. Thank you.
So, Jennifer, I'm sure you've seen the photo at this point, and to many of us, it may have seemed perfectly normal. I didn't notice anything wrong at first glance, but what were some giveaways that you noticed at first in terms of editing?
Okay. So there were the obvious things that just with the naked eye that you could see, and that was the fact that the two hands had a different set of focus. The one on the left was kind of blurry. The other one on the right was not. There are all sorts of opinions as to why there's not a wedding ring on Kate, and it could even be that that hand was perhaps cloned from another source that did not have the ring on it. There was the sleeve of Charlotte that definitely had some leftover pixels there from some sort of retouching, and it looked like the skirt had been added after the picture had been taken because there were definitely some edges along the way. And then there's forensic software that's free to use, and so I did look at it, the photograph in the forensic software, and you definitely see signs of cloning, of where people have gone in and copied pixels from perhaps another picture. It's incredibly easy to take a face from one picture and clone it into another. It is so easy that I think a lot of people think that it's a kind of a seamless kind of procedure that you can do and nobody's going to know, but you actually do see the edges of the pixels. Forensic software picks it up, but in this case, obviously, people were picking it up just by looking at it with the naked eye.
And so what does that tell you about the photograph itself, that it showed up, that there was possible cloning? Is it possible that one of the four family members in that photo wasn't actually in the original photo?
It could be that maybe they did take the picture, but perhaps Kate didn't look as healthy as she wanted to, and she took some, a face from another picture. But it looks like it's actually more than that, because it looks like the children, some of the clothing has been cloned. And when I looked in the forensic software, I could actually see Charlotte's sweater glowing a little bit, which indicates that that was added at a later point, not with the original photograph. So
Yeah.
Again, that's just my opinion.
And you bring up an interesting point there, too, because I think a lot of us have wondered that, what level of familiarity does someone have to have with the photo editing software to Photoshop a picture like this?
I think it looks like it's been hand done. I think that it looks like it was most likely done by a person using the tools in Photoshop.
And not out of the question that Kate did, in fact, do this herself.
She'd have to be pretty good to do this. I mean, it wasn't a great job, but it definitely wasn't somebody just looking at Photoshop for the first time. They had to know the tools to do this.
Pete Souza, who was the official photographer for the Obama administration, also gave his thoughts onto the Kategate photo situation. In his Instagram post, he went into detail to explain why this photo is not simply a little bit of photoshopping here and there, as the UK media and royal fans on social media love to suggest. This was a heavily altered photo. And I mean, the mere fact that there was a kill notice on it from 4 international photography bodies, that alone should tell you it's not just a little bit of photoshopping. Now, of course, in the comment section, you will have royalists who love to attack anyone who says anything less than stellar about their favorites. And, well, Pete clapped back, as he should. And now the AFP says that Kensington Palace is no longer a trusted source, and that the kill notice that they used for the doctored photo from Kensington Palace is usually reserved for North Korea. Good God.
Said that Kensington Palace was a trusted source for you at the AFP. Is it still a trusted source?
No, absolutely not. Like with anything, when you're let down by a source, the bar is raised, and we've got major issues internally as to how we validated that photo. We shouldn't have done. It violated our guidelines, and therefore, we sent out notes to all our team at the moment to be absolutely more vigilant about the content coming across our desk, even from what we would call trusted sources. Before we killed the photo, we all sent a message saying, could you give us the originals? Could you have a reply? We didn't get a reply, so that's why we killed the photo.
And of course, while the conspiracies were raging high, there were lots of people in the comment section on different social media platforms who are saying it's only a matter of time until they drag Harry and Meghan into the mix. And so said, so done. The comically predictable antics of the UK tabloids never ceases to amaze. We'll see articles saying that Meghan should speak loud in defense of Kate Middleton after her family photo crisis. And to that I say, I think the hell not. Why on earth would Meghan come to defense of Kate? And the very same people demanding that Meghan comes to the defense of Kate will be the very first people writing 1,000,001 articles saying that if Meghan were to publicly defend Kate, that she's trying to make it all about her. It's me, Meghan, and she's a narcissist. So knock it off. And secondly, Kate, throughout the years, has made it clear that she does not care for Meghan at all. At all. We've never seen or heard Meghan say anything negative about Kate. If you listen to her on the Oprah interview, she said, Kate was having a bad day. She said what she said. She felt bad. She apologized, gave her flowers. If you love Kate, you don't have to hate her. And if you love her, you don't have to hate Kate. And that is all she has ever said about Kate. And in direct contrast, we have 1,000,001 stories from royal reporters who are saying that Kate would rather live next to Andrew than Harry and Meghan. That walking besides Meghan and Harry during that walkabout during the mourning period of Queen Elizabeth was the hardest thing she's had to do. Saying how much she hates Meghan, how she rolls her eyes at the mere mention of her name. We've seen video where Kate was doing an engagement and children brought up the names of Harry and Meghan, and you see her rolling her eyes and saying, "What else?" Kate has been antagonistic towards Meghan from the jump, said nothing when Meghan was being dragged from hell and back for allegedly making Kate cry. And not once did Kate and her team come to Meghan's defense and correct the lie, right? When Meghan lost a child, did Kate come to her defense? No, instead she was out here, smiling and having a good old time with the very man, her husband's right-hand man at the time, Jason Knopf, who were working with the tabloids in an effort to have the tabloids beat Meghan in that case. Right? That Kate? That's the Kate Meghan should come to the defense of? And this is the very same Kate who was one of the royals who were alleged to be concerned with how dark Archie's skin would be. That's the Kate Meghan should be defending? Get out of here.
And here it is, thanks to the Mirror. Let's bring Meghan Markle into the whole saga. Meghan Markle needs to speak loud in defense of Kate Middleton after family photo crisis. Kate Middleton has apologized for confusing fans after releasing an edited picture of herself and her 3 children, and it seems she could find an ally in Meghan Markle. Of course, no one said anything about Kate Middleton helping Meghan out when she was going through the worst of her harassment in the British media. The hypocrisy is so blatant, yet they write headlines like this. I guess they're doing it knowing that they are going to get some backlash, and it's all about clicks, right?
I wondered how long it would take for them. How long it would take for them to drag Meghan into Kate Middleton's fake photo. Yeah, Meghan should defend her. Why? Because Kate's been so good at defending her in the past. But I hate the UK press. I like to think Meghan is just sat at home now, you know, with a cup of tea, just scrolling Twitter and just looking at all that she's had to deal with on someone else for a change. We also have Piers Morgan's lovely wife, who said, "The shameful speculation about the Princess Wales' health has got to stop. People seem to think the public own the right to her mental and physical state. What happened to manners, grace and sensitivity?" This is the same woman who, a couple of years ago, said, "Meghan can't demand privacy for baby Archie while asking the public to fund her family's lifestyle." Some more hypocrisy. Again, it's one rule for Kate and one rule for Meghan. I wonder why.
I've seen a lot of people providing screenshots of a lot of members of the British press who have attacked Meghan throughout the years, who are now calling for people to leave Kate alone and insisting that simple speculation is akin to bullying. I'm seeing a lot of media around the world also writing articles highlighting the double standards. So Kategate, in a lot of ways, has proven a lot of the things that Harry and Meghan have said to be true. You're even seeing the King of the Netherlands entering the chat, making a little cheeky joke saying, "At least I didn't Photoshop it," when asked about pictures with his family. The shade. Did you guys see the cartoons from the Washington Post? They have been on a roll. Funny, a little petty, but kind of spot on. That cartoon of William with the cardboard cutout in the window. Yikes! Then there was a series of cartoons which covers the British media's increasingly panicked coverage of Kate Middleton. And in it, of course, added ones where, what will Diana say, of course, you know, because they love to use Diana's name. And they've even added a cartoon poking fun of the fact that the Daily Fluff, aka the Daily Mail, aka the Daily Fail, finds a way to drag Meghan into the mix, saying, did Meghan have a hand in this? Comical. I've even seen some people in the media saying, hey, you gotta have the same energy.
Like, I'm hearing a lot of she needs her privacy. I'm hearing a lot of let it be, it could be a medical condition. We're all entitled to privacy when it comes to medical conditions, obviously. That's fine. I want that same energy when Meghan Markle's getting bullied online. I want that same energy when certain members of that, and I'm not the biggest fan, but what happened online was unbelievable to her and her family. And all I heard was, well, it's fair game. You join the Royals. This is what you sign up for. Really? Really? You are the Princess of Wales now. You are still in the family. Meghan Markle's still getting it. You're the princess, but everyone's supposed to back off? No. I want the same energy for this.
Yeah, no,
I want the
it's a fair
same
point.
energy for the same issue.
The UK tabloids also tried to drag Harry and Meghan into the mix by claiming that, well, Harry and Meghan have also doctored photos, so what's the big deal? And Misan Harriman, Harry and Meghan's photographer in question, said, not on my watch. Not only did he refute that. He provided the receipts, the original photo, something that Kensington Palace still has not done to this day. I wonder why. Not only did he provide the original photo, which is beautiful by the way, proving that it wasn't doctored, it was merely turned from a colored photo into a black and white one. He provided the metadata with the original photo. This sloppy and predictable desire to bring Harry and Meghan into the mix every time Kensington Palace is called into question further proves Harry and Meghan's fault, and they're doing it so sloppily that it does them no favors. The public trust in what Kensington Palace has to say is diminishing by the day, and they've got no one else to blame but themselves.
Look, we all knew it was only a matter of time before they would try to bring Meghan Markle into this conversation. Like, if you're one of the many interns that seem to run the PR department at the royal family, if you're one of like the 10 corgis in a trench coat that are running this whole situation, of course you're going to try to refocus all of this attention on Kate into ire against Meghan Markle. That is the oldest trick in their book at this point. And that happened today when The Telegraph, which is one of the British populist publications that works with the royal family all the time, released an article suggesting that one of Meghan's old pregnancy photos was also doctored, and therefore this criticism over Kate's obviously doctored photo is hypocritical. Of course, it probably won't matter that the photographer who took the photo has already been like, "This is ridiculous, what are you talking about?" and made it very clear that nothing about the photo was doctored. And putting aside the fact that even their claims of doctoring, which is that the photographer added a tree in the background, is nowhere near as severe as what happened with the doctored photograph of Kate and her kids. Like, they literally made a photo from scratch. They didn't like add a tree in the background, even though that tree wasn't even added in the original photo. At this point, it's almost comforting to know that their behavior is so predictable in terms of what the PR team will do for the royal family, because they will always do the worst possible option. Like, you can time your clock to this. They will choose the worst possible option that will bury them even farther into the grave that they are digging for themselves.
The royal rodent and the family that they work for have to be the most blatantly racist people that I have ever seen in my life, because there's absolutely no way that they can write stories like this about Meghan, saying that she can't demand privacy for baby Archie while asking the public to fund her family's lifestyle, despite the fact that funding her family's lifestyle is actually exactly what the British taxpayers have signed up for years, and then turn around and say things like this about Kate Middleton. The shameful speculation about the Princess of Wales's health has to stop. People seem to think the public owns the rights to her mental and physical state. What happened to manners, grace, and sensitivity? Written by the same person, and yes, this is Piers Morgan's wife. So let me get this straight. When a white woman has an unnamed abdominal surgery paid for by the taxpayers that requires her to be out of the public eye for months at a time, being taken care of by nurses also paid for by the taxpayers, living in a castle also paid for by taxpayers, she is deserving of protection for her mental and physical health, which I agree with. That's 100% fine. But when a black woman makes that same request for the safety and well-being of her newborn son, she is denied that request because the taxpayers pay for her family's lifestyle. And the funniest thing about this whole thing is that even now that Meghan, Harry, Archie, and Lilibet live in the United States, these same taxpayers who no longer pay for anything for that family, including security for the family when they travel overseas, which is why the kids don't go over there. These same random press people think that they are still entitled to images of Archie and Lilibet, and they are upset when Meghan does not appear out in public often enough for them to get a picture of her. Is it that Kate is entitled to her privacy for her mental and physical well-being? Or is it that Kate is entitled to her privacy because she's a white woman?
I've seen posts from people saying that they just know that Meghan is in her massive Montecito mansion. Say that 3 times. In her massive Montecito mansion, having a good old spot of tea, cackling at the hot mess that's going on in the family and specifically with Kensington Palace and their PR. I don't know if I believe that to be true. Now, obviously, I don't know Meghan personally, none of us do, but she doesn't really give me the vibe of being someone that's particularly vicious or vindictive. Meghan seems to be the type that is very clear on her boundaries, and when those boundaries are disrespected, she stands firm in her decision to walk away from that person or relationship or environment that disrespects her. That's the type of person she seems to be to me, not one that sits around focusing on the people of the past to the point where it becomes a part of her personality. Do you think Meghan is having a good old chuckle at that? Or do you think that all of this just further reinforces her belief that her and Harry weren't right to leave when they left? Let me know in the comments.
I just know that Meghan Markle is sitting in her gorgeous mansion in Montecito going, oh, is Katie having a little bit of a tough time with the press? Oh, is she having a tough time with that? I just know she is eating it up. And you know what? You know what I have to say? Meghan, enjoy, my love. Enjoy your soft, comfortable life in Montecito. Saw somebody say that Meghan Markle should come out in defense of Kate. What? What? Are you joking? Are you joking? I can't. Look, I understand the general scope that Kate Middleton has been like missing. There's all these photoshopped pictures. Like the palace is making it so much worse. There's a theory that Kate is on The Masked Singer. What? Oh, what I would do to be a person sitting around the fire on Meghan and Harry's property talking about this. Oh, she needs help. She needs privacy. Isn't that I hope Meghan says, you know what? Good luck. That Meghan Markle is sitting in her gorgeous mansion in Montecito going, oh!
You know, I don't think she is. I think Meghan Markle is sitting in her gorgeous Montecito mansion wishing she could reach out to Kate. I think that's what she's doing. That's not what I'd be doing. I'm like you, Diana. I'd be gloating. But she doesn't strike me as that kind of girl. She strikes me as a true girl's girl. And even if they don't deserve it, even if she should tell them to F off, even if she should disconnect, no contact or whatever, I think she's sitting there showing incredible compassion for Kate, which is more than I would. But that's just the vibe I get from her. Evidenced by the fact that even when she found out her father had been cooperating with the tabloids, she still tried to, you know how we say on this app, call him in. She tried to call him in. She wrote him a letter, and that letter got leaked to the press. She really, really tried to engage with people and to connect, and they were just not having it, that family. So yeah, I don't think she's gloating. I think she's feeling a lot of empathy for Kate right now. But I gotta admit, empathy for the Princess of Wales, I'm struggling with it. I'm not gonna lie.
Now for this one, Shade Room. Whoever is doing the posting, you know you're going straight to hell for this one. No, I don't normally consume a lot of content from the Shade Room because personally I find it to be a bit of a cesspool. But whenever I do see screenshots of posts that are related to Harry and Meghan in the Shade Room, I tend to check out the comment section. And generally, the vibe is Harry will most definitely be invited to the cookout. So I wanted to share this with you guys.
All right, somebody said, could these vanilla zaddies rock these hairstyles popularized by the culture? As much as I love you, sir, it's gonna be a no. Now listen, I buy it. Yes, I think Prince Harry can pull this off. Be so for real. Yep, yep.
Camilla, my favorite side piece turned queen with the WAP, got her own Barbie today. And I thought to myself, who is buying this for their child? And they could have saved their time and money and just gotten her this. Same difference. Like if someone gave me this Barbie, I would be like, oh, okay, so you think I'm a homewrecker. We're fighting. I guess this is a Barbie that you could give to your husband's mistress. To be like, I see you. I just realized who this Barbie's for. Same energy. This is the audience. He looks like SpongeBob, and she can have a Camilla Parker Bowles doll. It's perfect. Everyone else in that family, I think, might be an idiot, but her, I think she's a cunning son of a gun. Sure, it took 50 years. Sure, many people don't respect you. But she raided that old lady's closet, and she is wearing all of the tiaras. And most of the people who hate her are dead anyway, so like, she won. So side piece Barbie makes sense. Like I always say about Camilla, she's the manifestation of her great-great-grandmother's dreams because her great-great-grandmother was also a royal sneaky link. She carried on family tradition and went from side piece to wife and sitting on the throne. She's every sprinkle girl's dream.
Rachel Meghan Markle, Her Royal Highness, the Duchess of Sussex. Baby, they'll never be able to take your HRH title away from me, okay? Because you will always be famous. This the type of behavior I've been wanting to see. Her sister-in-law is missing. And my good sis dropped the lifestyle company. American Riviera. Oh, y'all, this is hilarious. This is hilarious. And I absolutely did join the wait list. I absolutely joined the wait list. And I hope there's a PR package. The song is Nancy Wilson, I Wish You Well. And the lyrics are, I wish you bluebirds in the spring to give your heart a song to sing. And then a kiss, but more than this, I wish you well. Oh! Iconic behavior. Iconic behavior. This is the most, I've washed my hands with it. I've gone to therapy. I don't care what they got going on the other side of the pond. But baby, I got businesses. I got things to do right here. I got a family to feed. Purchase American Riviera. I don't even know what it is, but I gotta have it. I need it. I need it. Meghan, please send me a PR package.